where's that at? Okay, trying to get a little bit of stuff done. Today is a little chilly, and there's a reason why I have my hoodie on, because what is that? Okay, I'm gonna post this video. But anyway, there's a reason why I have this on. It's been pretty cold the last couple of days, and then it has rained, and now the sun's out. And so the sun's out, so that it basically acts as jet fuel for the grass that I just mowed. And it just completely sucks. That's the one thing this time of year here in this area that drives me bonkers, is you can go out when it's a decent day, when it's not super hot, or what we consider hot, and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a great day. You mow the grass so that you keep on top of it. And then the next day you get clouds and a good rain, a really good rain. I just copied that, didn't I? Okay. And then it gets warm enough because the sun just kind of hits it just right. It's nice and warm and humid enough so that it basically just encourages the grass to just rocket. You could literally mow the grass and you'll see it. And even with my yard, because of the weather being the way that it had been during the colder months, it would just be boggy and wet, and you have a whole lot of moss growing. So even if you set your mower to the lowest setting, or to a pretty low setting, you're missing big chunks of the grass. So you're getting some grass and some stuff you're not getting because it's all moss. So then when it gets hot, all that moss starts to fade away, and guess what? You have other grass taken over, and it's just a constant battle. It just sucks. But anyway, you guys don't care about the yard issues that I'm having, right? But that's something to kind of, if you move here, that's something to expect, right? Is that your grass will constantly grow. And until it gets to a certain point, it starts to burn because there's not enough rain. But anyway, so this is a video. Make sure you join the Discord down in the description box below. This is a video where I have to admit that I was wrong. And that's a rare one, right? No. But I'm actually wrong about the housing market. Hold on one second. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I did that really, really quick, so that you guys can get my undivided attention, right? So Tacoma, I did a video talking about how in Tacoma, if we continue down this path, that home prices would be about $500,000, based on what a couple of realtor friends, what they both were telling me. Just if you look at projections, they're kind of projecting $500,000 in January 2022. And I was looking, at different reports and things like that, and saying that if we hit that 20%, where basically prices are kind of at that point and it stays steady, then yeah, that's a strong reality. And at the time, the average price for homes, I believe, was like, I don't know, $425, something like that, $430. But as soon as I did that video, the prices ballooned again. And part of the situation, and there's many reasons why there's such a housing explosion right now all over the country. But here it is very bad in terms of just the amount of people looking for homes and the prices. It's very bad. If you own a home, it's great. If you're looking for a home, it's rough. The average price now in Pierce County hit 500,000 today. Now, my projection was wrong. I said January 2022, and I did that video early this year saying that it would be January 2022 with 500,000. Today is May 7th, before officially summer, which is when I expected a huge peak to happen, but still wasn't thinking it was going to be right at 500,000. Thought maybe 475 or so. But to be honest with you, 475 was just a couple of months ago, if that. We had just leapfrogged so quickly that you don't really know where you are. Like, nobody can give you a good, honest answer as to what's going to happen. You have all these people that have these forecasts that they talk about percentages, but like we top those percentages over and over again to where nothing's accurate. You can't give a person a good, honest answer and say, well, in a few months, this is probably where it's going to be, because it goes way past that. We were not supposed to hit 500,000 at this point. I mean, up in Snohomish County, it's 600 and something $1,000. Like, that's unheard of. And there's no housing available. And it's not just the average homes. Homes that are in the millions don't last very long here. They last, maybe if you had a house that was $2 million, they were saying it lasts for about a month or less on the market. There are homes that go for a couple of $1,000,000 and they sell a few of those. It's all over the board, right? Now, why is this happening at this particular point in the prices? Because you're noticing all over the country this is happening. There's a couple of things. One, the sickness is leading to this. You have interest rates that are super, super low. So a lot of people that normally would have a hard time are jumping in because, hey, the prices are low, the interest is low, and it's been low for a while. So you have all that pent up demand, but people didn't have any cash to put down until some of those folks were able to get stimulus money. And some of those people were able to get tax refunds. You put those two things together and it's like, uh-oh, you've changed the whole game. So now you have low interest rates, you have people fresh with cash, and they're saying, buy a house. So you have all over the country people scooping up houses so quickly that it is leading to the entire nation. The value of homes are going up quite a bit because the demand has shot up. When you bring that to Tacoma and you look at Tacoma, because we focus on Seattle or these other places, it's going to be a little bit different, but very similar. But just looking at Tacoma, it is, if you look at what's going on nationally, it's a much, much harder thing here. On Discord today, we had a gentleman that was talking about what they were hoping to do, and they were looking for advice. And to be honest with you, they were very open, very, very open. And they're wanting to know what should they do, what could they do. And, we have some folks on there on Discord who are pretty well versed because either A, their experience of buying homes here, they may have lived here for a while, but just in general, some folks just have a great grasp of the real estate market. But the reality is it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. Developers there are home builders here. Many of them are building outside of Tacoma, but there are home builders here, and they can't keep up with the actual demand. The price to build for them is so expensive that they have to obviously raise the prices up for their homes. And some of these are homes that are, you pick whatever color wall you want and granite, and I want this and I want that. Those types of builders, right? Custom designed homes. And so you have these planned communities that are being built, but they can't keep up. It takes a while to build a house. And you still have all these people looking. Today, on our Discord, gentleman posted a image of the available homes in Tacoma up to 450,000. There are only 2 homes listed in the city limits of Tacoma for 450, and I think one of them was already pending. So it gives you an idea that even homes that look like garbage is being sold here in the city, and people are paying the price. We had another gentleman that told us about a house that he rejected, him and his family rejected because, let's see if I can plug this in. Hold on. Let me try. They rejected the home because when you go up to the second floor, there we go, you couldn't even stand up. When you went up the steps, you couldn't stand up all the way because your head would hit the roof the way that they did the roof. You couldn't do that. And yet that house sold for way more than what they were asking for. I think he said it was listed for $300,000. Am I right? I can't remember. I think he said $300,000, but then it ended up going for $425,000. That could be completely wrong. Let me see. Let me go back. Hold on. I'll get the right information here for you. Shows the image and everything. It sold for $425,000. It was a 4-bedroom, 1-bath house, 1,487 square feet. I believe it was on the east side. They listed it for $310,000 and it sold for $425,000. So it sold for $100,000 more than what the people even put it in for. That's how bad it is. And you have people who would be willing to sell, but they realize they can't find a place if they do sell. It would be next to impossible. Also, it's becoming harder and harder to get a home here, not only because of the demand and all of that, but just trying to get and to compete, but just getting approved. It's getting harder and harder. And to find a realtor willing to work with you. Because to be honest with you, if I'm a realtor and I have people who are looking for just the $400,000 to $500,000 or $600,000 range, which is a lot of money, but I have someone over here who's saying, hey, $800,000 is my, starting point, and I can go up to, $1 million. And you start having a lot of people looking at that as their range. Anybody would forget the other people. It's bad to say, but I'd rather go over here and try to work my hardest with people who are going to be spending a lot more than those who are spending the average. And it's crazy when you look at it, and $500,000 is the average. That's why this house that this gentleman showed us on Discord went for $425,000, because it needs a lot of work. You can look at it on the outside and it needs work. And he was saying on the inside it needed work, but you can look and tell it needs work. I mean, it's not horrible from what I can see, but you could tell it needs work. I probably could see the inside photos just based on the address and stuff, but it's not even 1,500 square feet, 1 bath, 4 bedrooms, which again, 1 bath is typical, right? And that's the price. So $500,000. Now that's talking about the county. It's not necessarily talking about Tacoma itself, Tacoma proper. But it's talking about the county, and there are certain areas here where you're going to fetch a little bit more money. University Place is a prime example of where you're going to get a little bit more for bang for your buck. You have some of these other places that are kind of outside of here. Let me look at something. Hold on. Before I say it, because I always get confused. Okay, Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor, which is approaching 10,000 people, has no houses available. And that is a place where you have to, I did the video going over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. You have to go there over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge if you're working in Seattle or in Tacoma. You have to go over the bridge, and then you have to pay to come back into the city. But even that, no houses available. It's 100% sold out in terms of nothing's available. Now, no one's selling their homes, basically. And this is a place where just 10 years ago, it was only 7,000 people. Now it's bumped up to 10,000. And they have no homes available. And homes there typically are going to go more than what they're going to go for here. That's why when we say the average is about 500,000, it's factoring in places like Gig Harbor. DuPont, University Place, Puyallup. It's factoring in those places where the houses are a little bit more, but generally Tacoma's not too far behind Pierce County, right? So when you look at it, basically Tacoma may be a month behind in terms of pricing. And then it catches right up with Pierce County, but Pierce County bumps back up again, right? So that's kind of it, they chase each other. And so you're seeing that. You're seeing condo prices now bumping up much higher. So, yeah, I was completely wrong in terms of the estimate where homes would actually be. Hitting 500,000 here is crazy. Keep in mind Seattle, which is now in the $830,000 range, just a few months ago was in the sevens. And even before that, when they did the massive drastic fall, they were in the 600s. So then not long ago, sevens, sixes and sevens, and now they're in the eights. We're hitting 500,000 just really quick. It's insane. It's insane. And there's no houses available in Gig Harbor, which a lot of people have been going to. It's a nice community. DuPont's pretty much kind of in the same circumstance. Spanaway is one of the hottest smaller city markets in the country. It's faster in terms of buying houses. They're going faster than they are even in Tacoma, and Tacoma's already super hot. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. When you add all of the factors together, when you add everything together, the fact that people can work remotely, a lot of people are choosing not to. We have some people who realistically say, what about if I live in Lacey or Olympia or some of these other places? There's a reason why those cities are not growing as fast as some of these other places, right? You have to think about logistics. And I tell people that. It's not that I don't tell people about Olympia because I have an issue with Olympia. I don't. But the simple reality is that logistics are going to suck if you're wanting to get a job that's going to pay you more money. Olympia has a lot. Their biggest employer is going to be the state government. That's the biggest employer down there, which is not bad. That's great, right? It's pretty active downtown and all of that. However, you don't feel like you're in a city as much. You see what I'm saying? The other thing is connectivity. Getting to Tacoma and Seattle is a stretch. You have to use the interstate in order to do that or take the bus to do it. And then traffic. Today, there was a bad accident on I-5 going from basically on the Pierce and King County border. So right there as you're leaving Tacoma and as you're entering into Federal Way area. Bad accident that stretched all the way from Tacoma into Federal Way. 2 different accidents that were caused by the same issues. A gentleman got struck by a vehicle, and then 2 semis later had an accident because of that accident. It shut down the interstate for hours. Spilled milk, spilled fish. One truck was carrying fish. One truck was carrying milk. Spilled out all over the interstate, and that's been shut down for a bit. And the one gentleman was killed they were trying to cross the interstate and got killed. They were walking by foot. So that's an example of what I'm talking about. We have only I-5 to get you up to Seattle. That's other than taking the train, I-5. That was shut down for hours. And so when people say, oh, I'll just, it's not a big deal. I'm used to this particular city or that city. The thing is, those cities have interstates. We don't. We just have one that takes you north and south. We have others, but it's like you still have to rely on I-5. You have other, arteries, but they get clogged up too. And because Sound Transit does not invest fast enough or do what I feel that they should do and put more emphasis on this region, because they don't do that, this is going to be the issue for quite some time. We don't have access to a fast ferry from here to Seattle. Other communities that are not as populous or populated have taken the slot. So Bremerton and Kitsap County, their ferry service, which is a smaller community, their ferry service has basically booked up all of the available slots in Seattle. Small community. Then you have Bellevue, which has all of its money. The light rail system is being developed there before it's being developed down here, which doesn't make sense. But you have a smaller community, very important, but smaller community. So this means that we have no other choice than to take the Sounder commuter train up, or take buses up, or drive a car up. And both of the two later options would have gotten stuck today. You wouldn't be making it to work for hours. People left at whatever time and still sat in traffic for 3 hours not moving. That's the situation. But because people are able to work remotely, a lot of people are moving down here. A lot of people are paying cash only from Seattle and other places. And so it's driving up the price. People are saying, then what? You have, I was reading this gentleman's statement as he was saying on Discord, which you guys should join. There's so much information here. You can learn a lot. Somebody said they joined today so they can learn some stuff, but you can learn a lot. And he was saying that, he's reevaluating his income after trying to get a house down here. But, I think he was saying somewhere that, they lost a home bid because it was $50,000 over. They basically said they bid $50,000 over on a house, and they waived repairs under $10,000, and they still lost out on the home. The home was listed for a certain price. They basically said, we'll take it and give you $50,000 extra, and we'll waive any sort of repairs that are under $10,000. They still lost. So that should give you a little bit of an idea. But yep, Pierce County hits 500,000 people, or 500,000. It's already at 500,000 people, more than that. It hits $500,000 for homes. Make sure you join the Discord, which is down in the description box below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.